Welcome to Study Loop.
Okay, so we have a car that travels at 55 miles. I'm going to write this out fully per hour, right? That's mph, miles divided by hours. It's 55 miles for every 1 hour. And we know that it gets 11 kilometers per liter of gasoline. Okay, that's 11 kilometers per liter. And the question is, how many gallons of gasoline are needed for a 3.0 hour trip? Okay, so we're going to start with hours, but our goal is in the end to get gallons of gasoline. Okay, well, we have these so-called conversion factors. We can convert hours into miles, and we can convert kilometers into liters. Now, miles and kilometers are related by a unit conversion that's not given to us, but is just statically true. There's a way, a number, which tells you how many miles are in a kilometer and vice versa. And similarly, liters, a unit of volume, there is a number which will tell you how many liters are in a gallon. Now, these are often found, say, in a conversion table in the back of your book, or you can look them up, which is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to grab the number of miles in a kilometer, and I'm going to grab the number of gallons in a liter. Okay, now we have the equation which converts or tells us how many kilometers are in a mile, how many gallons are in a liter. And what we're going to do is convert these into uh, conversion factors. And the way we do that is we pick either side of the equation and divide both sides of the equation by that side. So let's say in our case, we've got 55 miles per hour. If we want to get rid of miles in our answer, then we want miles in our denominator. So we're going to take the equation that converts kilometers to miles and divide both sides by miles so that we get an expression with miles in the denominator, like so. And obviously the right hand side is going to go to zero, go to 1, and the left hand side becomes 1 kilometer over 0.6214 miles. And we can do the same thing with our gallons and our liters. We want to have, if we're going to get rid of liters and get gallons, then we want to have liters in our numerator and gallons. Sorry. We could put liters in our numerator and gallons in our denominator, either way. But since we have liters in the denominator of our expression, then we'll put liters in the numerator of this expression. So we'll divide both sides by 1 gallon. And the left-hand side goes to 1. Sorry, I forgot. There. So we get 1.3785 liters per 1 gallon. And now we have our conversion factors. Since these are equal to 1, we're basically allowed to, whatever numbers we have, multiply them by this factor, and it won't change anything about our expression. We can also take the inverse of any of these, for example, 0.6214 miles over kilometers. This will also be equal to 1 because the inverse of 1 is 1. Right, so these factors will work for us however we want them to. And now we've got basically the tools we need to finish this problem. Okay, so we've got hours, we need to end up with gallons. Let's copy our 55 miles per hour down here. And let's copy our 11 kilometers per liter. And we've got 3 hours. Okay, and we want to convert hours into gallons using these factors that we've developed here. So can we convert hours into miles? Yes, we can. We'll multiply it by our 55 miles per hour. Okay, now we've got miles. What would be nice is if we can convert miles into liters, because if we can convert miles into liters, we know we can convert liters into gallons, which is what we're after. So how do we convert miles into, not miles into liters, miles into kilometers? We have this factor right here. If we have miles and we want kilometers, we put miles in the denominator and kilometers in the numerator. And then this would give us kilometers. We don't want kilometers, we want liters. So we use our factor of 1 liter per 11 kilometers, or 11 kilometers per 1 liter. And finally, we're going to convert liters into gallons using that conversion factor of 1 gallon for every 3.785 liters. And so what will happen to our units is that hours will cancel with hours, miles will cancel with miles, kilometers will cancel with kilometers, liters will cancel with liters, and our final answer will be in gallons. So all that's left is to put this into a calculator and get our final answer. 3 times 55 times 1 divided by 0.6214 times 1 divided by 11 times 1 divided by 3.785 for a final answer of 6.378. Now remember, with sig figs, we were given 3.0 hours. Sorry, this is gallons. Forget our units. That's what this was all about. We had 2 sig figs in our hours conversion. In our hours value, and all of these conversion factors, we won't be able to limit our significant figures because we can extend them out however many digits we want. But we do need to truncate to 2 significant figures, round more accurately. So that would be 6.4 gallons.